Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRIENDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL world, especially the NFC East chatter, you've probably heard some whispers about a potential blockbuster trade involving Trey Hendrickson. And trust me, this isn't just some rumor mill stuff. There's real substance behind it, and it could seriously shake up the landscape for the Washington Commanders. Right now, the Bengals are in a tricky spot with their record, sitting at 4-9, and with Joe Burrow's status uncertain due to a concussion, they're definitely looking at ways to shake things up, improve their roster, and maybe even start planning for next season. Meanwhile, the Commanders, sitting at 6-7, have their own issues, especially on the front seven, which has been leaking points and struggling to get consistent pressure. With multiple defensive ends on IR, the team is giving up an average of 26 points per game, and that's simply not going to cut it if they want to contend seriously in the postseason. So, what's the big deal? Well, there are strong indications that the Bengals are eyeing a trade for Trey Hendrickson, a player who's been a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks all season. Rumors suggest they're willing to send a second-round pick in 2026 along with Clelin Ferrell, a player who's been trying to find his footing but still has potential. The Bengals are also motivated by cap space, around $15 million, aiming to extend Ja'Marr Chase and bolster their roster for the future, especially with the draft coming up and needs at the wide receiver position after Higgins. The move would be a smart cap-saving maneuver, freeing up money to build around Burrow and others, while also adding a proven pass rusher. Now, for the Commanders, this could be a game-changer. Hendrickson has established himself as one of the league's premier edge rushers, with a career total of 65 sacks. His 2025 season has been nothing short of spectacular. 5 sacks in just 13 games, and a PFF grade of 89.7, which puts him among the best in the league at rushing the passer. His win rate of 22% on pass rush attempts is elite, and he's also forced 4 fumbles this season. His impact is quantifiable through advanced stats like EPA per snap, which sits at -0.13, showing how disruptive he's been on the field. In Week 10 against the Steelers, Hendrickson tallied 5 sacks and 6 pressures, a performance that cemented his reputation as a game wrecker. His pressures total over his career is staggering, around 380, giving him a 16.4% hurry rate, which is outstanding. Another key aspect of Hendrickson's game is his ability to set the edge and contain, allowing less YAC yards after catch. Only 3.5 yards per tackle, which helps keep plays in check. And let's not forget his resilience this season. After suffering a shoulder injury in Week 3, Hendrickson came back with a vengeance, adding 3 interceptions, though he unfortunately dropped one that could have been a game-changer. His performance against the Commanders' edge rushers, like Montez Sweat, who's been solid with an 86. 4 PFF grade and 8 sacks, would add a new level of firepower to the Commanders' defense. Hendrickson isn't just a pass rusher. He is a disruptor, someone who can change the course of a game with his pressure and relentless effort. The reasons for this potential trade make a lot of sense from both sides. The Bengals are allowing 28 points per game, which is too much for a team with playoff ambitions, and they need assets to improve their offense, especially at wide receiver after trading Higgins. They also have cap space and are looking to extend Ja'Marr Chase, so trading Hendrickson could be a way to balance their roster and finances. There's skepticism, of course, about trading away the sack leader when the defense is already struggling, but ESPN analyst Adam Schefter pointed out that contract tensions and a possible holdout are pushing Hendrickson toward the trade block. It's a move that could redefine how these teams are perceived moving forward. For the Commanders, adding Hendrickson could be a massive boost. His presence on the line would likely increase their pressure rate by around 25%, boosting it from approximately 30% to over 55%. That's a huge upgrade reminiscent of the Ravens' move this season when they signed Jadeveon Clowney, which resulted in around 180 additional pressures. With multiple defensive ends on IR, Hendrickson's addition could bump the team's sacks per game by about 1/7, making their pass rush much more dangerous and forcing opposing quarterbacks to throw under pressure more often. This, in turn, could help reduce the opponent's passing yards from 260 to around 200 yards per game, a significant step toward tightening up that leaky defense. Statistically, Hendrickson's impact would be noticeable. His win rate on pass rush snaps would improve the Commanders' chances significantly, by around 2.5 times compared to Sweat, which helps generate turnovers, pressure, and overall chaos for the offense. Plus, his ability to set the edge and contain runs would free up interior defensive tackles like Jonathan Allen, who has already racked up 5 sacks this season. On the offensive side, this kind of pressure and disruption can lead to more turnovers, giving the Commanders more opportunities to score and build momentum. Their offense has been benefiting from short fields thanks to turnovers, and an improved pass rush could amplify that trend, pushing them closer to the playoffs and maybe even beyond. Now looking ahead, this move could have a ripple effect on the odds for the Super Bowl LX. Currently, the Commanders are long shots, with odds jumping from +10, 0 to +3, 500, according to BetMGM's odds for December 2025. That's a massive shift, turning Washington into dark horse contenders in the NFC. Hendrickson's presence in the playoffs could be the X factor that pushes the team to higher heights. Data shows that he's particularly effective against top-tier offensive tackles, like those seen with the Cowboys, and his pressures in critical moments mirror what we saw with the Bengals during their deep playoff run in 2022. His ability to generate pressure and disrupt passing lanes could be the difference-maker in tight playoff games, especially when facing elite offensive lines. In conclusion, this trade isn't just about acquiring a player. It's about redefining the identity of the Commanders as a team that's aggressive, relentless, and ready to challenge the best in the league. It's reminiscent of the Burgundy Blitz days where pressure and chaos defined Washington's defense. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, it might be a necessary move to rebuild and retool for the future, even if it means parting ways with one of their top pass rushers. The potential impact on both teams is huge, and Washington fans should be excited about what Hendrickson could bring to the table. He's a proven game changer, and if the deal goes through, it could mark a turning point, elevating the Commanders' defense and possibly setting them up for a playoff run that no one saw coming. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Hendrickson can be the piece that pushes this team over the edge and into serious Super Bowl contention? Or do you believe trading away a sack leader could backfire? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This is a team that's always evolving, always fighting, and with moves like this, they're showing that they're ready to take the next step. Keep that passion alive, Commanders fans, because the road to glory is never easy, but it's always worth it.